Welcome to Driver 38 Knives. We're doing a special edition. This is going to be kind of different. I know y'all tuned in to see a knife, so I'm going to show one real quick here. This is going to be the knife on my usual Monday night show. We'll look at it close up. It's a case Barlow, and it's a special knife. What many of these made like this, and we'll talk about it Monday on the Monday show. But tonight, this show is going to be a little different. On one of my trips around the yard with Max, he told me that Mother's Day's coming up, anniversaries, a lot of people's coming up, and birthdays. He says if you want to do something special for your loved one, to shock them, impress them, surprise them, and show them how much you love them, cook them something to eat. Not just warm something up that's froze, cook them something to eat from scratch. I got to thinking, how am I going to do that? And I've come up with a quick, easy, simple recipe to make homemade biscuits. My wife, she trained me on this several years ago, how to make biscuits like this. And she's behind the camera now, and I appreciate you, wife. Thank you. Okay, let's go through the ingredients here, and I'll have them listed in the description. Okay, you're gonna need a 1/4 cup of butter, which is a 1/2 stick. Chop it up in like size of dice. Put it in the microwave. Put it on 30 seconds, and it'll come out like this right here. We'll use it later. Now next, let's turn our stove on 400. All right, we got our stove going. Okay, you're gonna need some parchment paper, Walmart parchment paper, wax paper, whatever y'all call it. A 1/2 cup Sprite, not diet Sprite, regular Sprite. 2 cups of biscuit. A 1/2 cup of sour cream. You need some all-purpose flour, Walmart all-purpose flour. All right. Now, if you choose to do this, it ain't gonna be a surprise if she's around. You need to do this before she gets up, or while she's gone to the store, or while she's outside. It don't take long at all. But if she's around, she's gonna run you out of the kitchen and tell you nuts. So you're gonna have to do this when she ain't around. All right, we've got our butter melted. Next thing we need to do is mix up our batter. You take your biscuit, 2 cups, pour it in your bowl. All right, a 1/2 cup of sour cream, 1/2 cup. Put it in there. Like so. A 1/2 cup of Sprite. Pour it in there. Alright, it's gonna look like that. We need to stir it up. So I'm working on it. While I'm working on stirring this up, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, if you choose to do this, 5 things is gonna happen. First thing, she's gonna think you're crazy. She's gonna be worried about you, think you done went nuts. Second thing, she's gonna think you done something so awful bad that you gotta do this to make up for it. So the third thing, you're gonna have to sit her down and explain to her how much you love her, how much you appreciate her, how much you want to do something for her nice, and that kind of stuff. Number 4, She gonna tell her mama, she gonna tell her sister, she gonna tell all her friends what a great feller you are. And Max told me this, and he says, number 5, she gonna realize after all these years, she don't know everything about you. And there's gonna be a little mystery there. And Max says women like that mystery. So, you know, that's the way that's gonna go. All right, when you get it mixed up, it's gonna look like it right there. Let's scrape the side of this bowl here and get all of it. All right. Gonna be the consistency of like that stuff you put on sheetrock, finished sheetrock. Kind of what it looks like too. Take your all-purpose flour here, and I use this little thing right here. It works perfect, and I'll show you. Get you some out, and do your finger like this, and put it on there like that. That way it keeps it a thin layer. All this is for is to keep your dough from sticking to the paper and to the table while you're working on it. And don't worry about the mess, because you got it on top of the paper. When you get done, just fold your paper up like that right there, like folding up a paper airplane. All right, we got her spread out there. Let's roll this down in here. Dig it out of this bowl here. Roll off on there like that. All right, done with that. All right, take your flour again. Get you another spoonful here. Do the same thing on top of it. Just like that right there. Y'all getting that? You do this so it don't stick to your fingers. Let's move that out of the way so we don't drop it. All right, take your hand here, just like patting a baby's tail. Pat that baby's tail. The reason you're doing that, you're trying to get it about this thick, okay? And take your fingers and rake this up on the side, like this. Then squeeze it with your hands like this and this way. Make a square out of it, because we're going to go in this square pan right here. Need a little more down. Squeeze it down a little more. This way, and this way. All right, we got it ready for the pan. All right, here's where your melted butter comes in. Take about that, and you pour half of it in here. All right, still got about half of it. Swish it around in there till you get it all on the bottom. All right, take your spray stuff here, spray Pam, spray oil. We got some spray olive oil here, that'll be good enough. All right. You spray the pan and the knife at the same time, and I'll show you why. Okay? You take your knife that you sprayed, rake you up some of this flour from the side that didn't get used, put your knife down in it like this. Let it stick to the knife, the oily knife, like that right there. See that? That way your dough won't stick to your knife, because you're fixing to have to cut it. Make a tic-tac-toe on this thing. for them to go in there. You mostly just jabbing down with your knife, kind of like a chisel. You ain't really cutting, slicing. You mostly just jabbing down like a chisel. And don't get worried about how small these is, because when you cook them, they're going to rise up and get big. All right, we got them cut now, so let's get them up. Put them in here just like you got them cut on the board there. Like I said, don't worry about how small they are, because they're going to rise up and get big. I like that middle one there myself. They'll have a little gap between them in here. Don't worry about that. They'll actually cook better with a little gap between them. All right. Take your butter you hadn't used yet and drill the lid over the top of them like this right here. Use all of that on top of them like that. They double buttered now, bottom and top. These gonna be some good ones. All right. Our stove is like 285, 290 now. It's warming up. So I'm gonna go ahead and put them in there right now. Go ahead and cut it off and we'll turn it back on when they come out. Okay, it's been 20 minutes by my stove. Y'all need to check them for yourself, because all stoves cook just a little bit different. I've done turned my stove off and it's been 20 minutes on mine. Y'all have to check yours. Just look in and see how brown they are. Right here's my favorite pot holder here. Y'all see it? Yeah, camera woman likes that one. All right, here's the biscuits. Let's try this big one on bottom right here. All right. Take your fork, kind of separate a little bit, give it a little help coming out. There we go. Smoking. Just turn it over and let y'all see the bottom. There. It's ready for some bacon, sausage, jelly. I usually eat mine. I put a little pancake syrup on mine. Eat it kind of like a pancake. All right, now, if y'all choose to do this, you're gonna have to be prepared. You're gonna have to do something you probably ain't never done, and you're gonna have to do something probably you ain't never done in a long time. So be prepared. You're gonna have to perform. And I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about this right here. You cannot leave that for your woman to clean up, or everything is wrong. It goes to pot. You're gonna have to clean that up before she sees that, or your surprise ain't gonna be no good. All right, it's my biscuit show, and Monday we're gonna go back to knives, and we're gonna look at this knife right here. Case Barlow, and it's a special Barlow.